Hello, welcome to my show. I have my cola. Okay, what are you doing? I'm trying to find my coffee. So here I have my coffee. Today I have Winnie the Pooh. And welcome everybody. Oops. I have opened my drawer. Let's close that. Okay. Fuck this. I am changing my phone case. I have this. I like it. And I also have this ornament. It's in my phone case, so it has stars and it has Saturn. It's my favorite planet, the solar system. So when I found it, I was like, fuck, I have to buy this. So, hi everybody. I'm still playing with one controller. What the fuck? Back up, thank you. So I'm still playing with one controller. I have ordered new ones from fucking eBay and I'm waiting for them to come over. That will happen probably in 2 days worth, but I'm not sure if I will have them on time to film video with them in 2 days time. That's what I'm saying. So okay, I'm trying to find my cable. Helga, why are you so professional with the stuff that you have around you? Yeah, I know. So today I'm gonna play with the Galleria, but I'm gonna play myself with the CPU, and I'm gonna play with motion controllers because I have only one controller. As you can see, I have only the one. So obviously I'm gonna play motions whether I like it or not. So I'm gonna play with a Goomba. Hi Goomba, I'm gonna play with you. So hi Ze, hi mom, hi dad, hi Zeus, hi everybody, hi to all the false prophets of this world. I'm trying to close the light, by the way. So Helga, are you starting again saying hi to false prophets? I do. What the fuck? Okay, so settings. I wanna play with, thank you, Koopa, Boo, Mario, thank you. Wanna play with this, done. I wanna play easy. I wanna play normal. I'm gonna play one star, all of us. Fuck. So gonna play like this. Yeah, we have motion mini games up. So I love the false prophets very much. I think you know that already. So I wanted to put Isaiah Saldivar's channel again. Helga, do you have a problem with the guy? I don't have any problems with the dude, but I remembered I love false prophets. Helga, what are you saying? So he says, should Christians celebrate Halloween? This is dark. Okay. So I remembered he had a guy. Can this be true? The Freemason cult? Can Christians be Freemasons? They can't be. They are already. That's the point of my videos. My father is laughing. They are already. They are doing shit that doesn't connect with Yahweh. It connects pretty much with Zeus and his pantheon and his way of believing in him. That's what I'm doing. So I am gonna put a video that that he had with John Ramirez, who has said, where the fuck is it? Come back to me, bestie. Okay. Ah, okay, so it's a very long one. Okay, so that's a long one. Okay, so regardless, I suppose we don't have like a smaller one, please. Okay, anyways, it's not a problem. Um, so he is a Satanist. So, I have another video here. Hold on a second. Oh, so we have Ramirez. Hold on a second.
Just to get catch up to speed.
Okay, so we have a dude here. Yeah, that's him. Okay, that I can do that. Okay, so John Ramirez. So he is claiming to be an ex-Satanist. So he knows Papa Zeus, right? So if he knows the same person that I knew back in the days, that means that's series 3, I suppose the episode 3 of the series of Helga talking about the devil. So if he knows the same dude that I know, then we have to have matching testimonies, right? Does that make any sense? So if I wanna go to Galleria, I'm gonna see shopping centers, right? So if this bestie has talked with Zeus, then probably he will say exactly the same things. As I say, it's like going to the mall. If I go to the mall that he has been, I'm not gonna find the jungle inside the mall, I'm gonna find shops, right? That's what I'm saying. So if he is an ex-Satanist and I am by standards ex-pagan, I wasn't like in my head, like my allegiance was with Jesus, but with Yahweh. So just because I knew wrong stuff about my dad that belonged to the devil, that means that I have a common ground with the guy even if I didn't worship Satan openly. Does that make any sense? So if I say, for example, Satan loves mathematics, something that I'm saying all the time, so probably the guy that Ramirez was worshipping before coming to Jesus should be the same person that is doing mathematics, for example. So what does this mean? If, for example, he says, look, I think that Satan loved art and you shouldn't watch artists and support art because it belongs to the devil, then we have a very serious issue there, because I say that maths belong to Zeus and art belongs to my dad. But if we have another person saying art belongs to the devil and maths belong to my dad, so one of us is lying. They can't be correct, both of us. You get what I mean? One of us has to go home. And because I have been very meticulous why the other person should go home is actually Ramirez. Well, no, I haven't spoken about that, the guy, but I'm explaining myself here how my methodology works. So if I say in plain English, if I wanna go to the shopping center and I find shops, that makes perfect sense. I am going to the shops and I will find shops. But if you tell me, Helga, I went to the shops and I found a jungle, I found a monkey, I found Donkey Kong eating bananas on the trees, bestie, we have issues here. I didn't find a jungle when I went to the shops. Why? Because it is a capital, it's a place where you trade, you consume, you purchase. It's not a place to climb on the tree and scream like Tarzan. So you have to go home, right? So I googled Isaiah Saldivar here on YouTube. I searched probably, and we have ex-Satanist talks about Travis Scott concert. Travis Scott, for you illiterate bullshit assholes who don't know your bullshit, is the ex-partner of Kylie Jenner. Okay? So, we speak about the ex, we speak about a guy that was dating Kylie Jenner. Okay? So, that's the guy here. That's the guy here. His name is Travis Scott. Okay. and he was dating Kylie Jenner and he has kids with her. So we're speaking about this guy, and we have another guy saying that he's a Satanist and he's gonna discuss about the concert. So we have an artist being discussed by a Satanist, or probably an ex-Satanist, or if you want it even more simplified, a guy who worships Zeus in the open is going to analyze a concert. Is he gonna say go to watch this guy? Is he gonna say no, avoid him because my god was doing art? Zeus was doing art. Because if he says that, he has to go home, right? Go home and stream on Spotify some Travis Scott. My father is laughing. You get what I mean? So we're gonna start this. I love false prophets very much. I love them with all my heart. I believe that they are something that we have to treasure on this planet. My father is, I think he will die from laughing actually. I think that the false prophets are something very valuable for this planet. I feel like they are so valuable that we have to put them in a capsule and send them into space. So if there are aliens out there, they have to witness what type of people we have down here on Earth, that we have people who lie in the name of God. I think the aliens, if they saw that there are such brains out there on this planet Earth, not only they would appreciate that they will have such artifacts to analyze on their laboratories back in their alien planet, but also I think they will thank us for showing them that this planet is not worth conquering at all, that they don't have to waste their energy and their weapons, their like futuristic weapons to our planet. Because why conquer a planet full of idiots who lie in the name of God? You get what I mean? You get how my brain is processing information. So I am very proud for this planet. I'm proud that false prophets are spawning like villagers in Minecraft. Like you go to a village, you find a villager in Minecraft. That's exactly how you are reacting here on Earth. You walk around like a normal person and you fall you stumble upon a false prophet, and that's amazing. I find it extraordinary. Actually, I want to thank the devil, particularly like Zeus himself, for that. I want to thank him for gifting us such a rare artifact that doesn't respawn in any other planet on this world. It is only available on this planet, and I think that's beyond amazing. Like, we are so blessed by the devil to have false prophets in our planet. Like, if we didn't have the false prophets, I don't think we would appreciate the prophets that much. You get what I mean? Like, it's a blessing. It's not how you see it, it's how you feel it. That's Helga here. You get what I mean? That's what I'm saying. So, we thank Papa Devil for his kind contribution to humanity, for gifting us the false prophets. We thank the false prophets themselves for their apostasy. We thank you very much from the bottom of our hearts. May you continue using your heart to speak us prophecies from your heart and not from the Spirit of God. That's something invaluable. I think it's something that we have to treasure for our next generations, as I said, not just the aliens, not just, we don't have to only do trade outside of this globe. We don't have to just do trade with other civilizations, we can trade with each other. For example, you are Chinese, your country is by all means agnostic. You have to trade agnostics from China with false prophets of America. Why do you insist on keeping all the false prophets in America? Take some back home in China. We also have, in Greece, we have many false prophets. We have to distribute good material to the entire planet. Send them all over. That's what Jesus said, make disciples all around the world. I don't want to do that. I want to distribute false prophets all around the world. Okay? Because you can't have something so amazing inside of your country and not share it with the world and say, look, an asshole here, he's saying that God is burning people in hell, he says that God hates gays, he says this, he says that. Obviously you have to share your amazingness, you get what I mean? So because I'm playing and my game is running already, I'm gonna go forward with this and I'm gonna play. Okay, I'm gonna play because I'm gonna play, and I'm gonna play because I'm gonna play. So I'm gonna put the video and we're gonna listen to Isaiah Saldivar talking with Ramirez and speaking about false prophecies, and I couldn't be happier about that. I couldn't be even more happier than that. Thank you.
Just to catch up to speed, it was a concert they had going, and there was a portal, and literally, like, it looked like hell on stage. People said they felt demons coming into them. People couldn't breathe. 8 people died that night. 2 more have died since then. Over 300 people hospitalized. Like, his shirt literally had people going from death to going into hell. The stage was set up as a portal. It had like a phoenix on fire. All this demonic symbolism as dead body.
Hold on a second. Like, Isaiah Saldivar says that people were seeing demons. Okay. Reference, like, I'm gonna be like my ex here. Where is the reference in this? Like, Travis Scott, audience sees demons. Like, and because somebody saw demons, like, why exactly should I believe them? Like, give me a valid reason. Okay. Okay. So there is nothing like that. Like, I as you can see, I googled it. Okay. Travis Scott audience sees demons. Nothing. It doesn't give me anything. It only says researchers discovered satanic symbols and forms in Travis Scott's Astro World Festival 2021 concert. So before you are like, ooh, satanic symbols, what does this mean? Bestie, you are seeing more so-called satanic symbols in your life than you are seeing biblical symbols. And if I can go even further than that, the Bible also has pagan symbols. I'm not gonna call them satanic, I'm gonna call them pagan. For example, Yahweh asked the Hebrews to raise a snake made of copper to cure themselves, right? Whoever looks at the snake, they get cured. He transformed the staff into a snake. So, is this a biblical per se a symbolism or pagan? It's pagan. Why did Yahweh did that? Because Yahweh doesn't have a problem with the symbols, basically. He has a problem with what you are doing with the symbols. So if you use this snake and tell somebody this is God, Yahweh is gonna be mad at you, trust me. Why? Because instead of telling him himself as a God, you are telling a person to believe in an object. And let's say that's damaging for the other person. It's not about Yahweh receiving glory, is that you are damaging a person. So if the snake in the copper figure is destroyed, the person will think that God doesn't exist anymore. That's a very simple put example I can say to explain to you, because I can't understand it for you. I can explain it for you. I'm saying this all the time. So, for example, the symbol of the eternity, which is a late 8, that's a pagan symbol. Many symbols around the globe are pretty much pagan, but you are so familiarized with them, like as I said, the infinity, that you don't even recognize it anymore. For example, another example, the cross, that everybody says it's a Christian symbol. No, it's not a Christian symbol, it's a pagan symbol. Greek pagans had the cross as a symbol of life. And if you're like, Helga, why did Jesus die then upon a pagan symbol? Yeah, exactly because my father doesn't mind about symbolisms, okay? It's what you do with them. Another example I can give is the electric chair. So if Jesus died on the electric chair, were you gonna tell me Zeus is making chairs, therefore Yahweh died on an electric chair to make a point about Zeus? No, my father is laughing. No, that's not how it works, bestie. Grow up. Grow up. You are adults. You are all adults. Ramirez and all of you assholes, you are adults. Grow up and start behaving like adults because you behave like toddlers. Okay? You are seeing pagan symbols since you can remember your existence, but for some odd reason you okay, I don't have enough coins, fuck my life. You fail to understand that, you fail to catch it in your heads, and you think the other person is like, quote, heretic for saying it. Half of the symbols you have around you are pagan. Like, even the way we build a house is a way that a pagan builds a house. So does that mean that the house is satanic and I shouldn't live in a house? What type of logic is this?
Like his shirt literally had people going from.
As for the dead people, I didn't see anything like that on the article. Let's see. So do we have Travis Scott, dead people, concert? Okay. Okay. So there was nothing supernatural with this. It says there was a crowd crash during his set where 10 fans suffered fatal injuries. It was a tragedy that was not they declined to charge Mr. Scott and 5 others criminally. So that was an accident because there were many people and the one stepped on the other. So how can you say that this is satanic? It's not. There were many people. Crowded space have this problem. Okay.
To hell. The stage was set up as a portal. It had like a phoenix on fire. All this demonic symbolism. As dead bodies were being literally crowd surfed out of the crowd, he was singing songs over them, saying, yeah. He was saying, like, you guys know what you came for. As people were dying on stage, it was flashing, see you on the other side. So it was blatantly demonic. It was blatantly. It wasn't like hidden. It wasn't like conspiracy. It was blatantly demonic. Talk to me about this. Was this a human ritual? Was this a human sacrifice ceremony? How does music play into that witchcraft world, that satanic realm? To your knowledge, coming out of that, what like role does music and stuff play into that?
Well, you got to know, when we go to church, we worship, we get into the spirit, right? When we worship, we get into the spirit. We worship, we usher the presence of God into our worship, into our midst, right? We invite.
Hold on. Okay. Took a picture for my thumbnail. So we are in turn 3. Let's see how this goes. So he starts preaching now in the name of my dad. Let's see what the fuck we are gonna hear, because we know Isaiah. Isaiah is our favorite, okay? Let's see what Ramirez is saying, okay?
Go to church, we worship, we get into the spirit, right? When we worship, we get into the spirit. We worship, we usher the presence of God into our worship, into our midst, right? We invite the Holy Spirit to come into our midst. We invite the Holy Spirit to come into the presence, so we can enjoy the intimacy with Christ, right? So on the opposite side of the demonic, the music, it hypnotizes. It brings an atmosphere of the demonic. So the portal that was up, the gates and portals of demons coming back and forth, looking for the human sacrifice, looking for.
What the fuck? That's exactly like if somebody is watching my channel, I'm speaking about you. You know that I'm distinguishing pagans as primitive pagans and elite pagans, and I'm not doing that for myself. I'm doing that for practical reasons, so you understand what I mean. There are people out there who believe that Zeus is one of the many gods and they can't connect the dots that he is the same person as the other deities. Like he's the same person as Hera, as Poseidon, as Hades, and so on. And there are others, like Plato, for example, who make this connection and they understand that he's the same person. That's, for example, Plato, as I said, Aristotle, Pythagoras, even Parmenides. Like I saw my reader said Parmenides spoke about nothing. No, he didn't speak about nothing. He affirmed that nothing doesn't exist. That's what he said. That zero is not a concept. That's what he said. So, just to make a point here, Parmenides was a Greek. He wouldn't say such bullshit. I'm saying that again, okay? But here we have a guy saying exactly what I'm calling primordial pagan ideas, primitive pagan ideas, okay? We have a guy, we have a fucking dude here saying that, look, when you are worshipping the demons, you open portals. Bestie, you don't open anything. The devil is not coming to you whenever you wanna summon him. You may summon him, he behaves like a cat. If you call a cat, maybe she will answer, but there are many possibilities that she will hear you and she will not join you. But a dog, the dog is my dad. If you have a dog and you call the dog, the dog will come to you. That's my dad. My dad is the dog. Zeus is not a dog. So having them saying like you can do this and shit, no, bestie, you can't. Welcome to planet Earth, Ramirez. Welcome to planet Earth. You can't do shit with Zeus. He's not your friend. He's not coming when you call him, okay? Even if you are the best mystic of this planet, you can't call him and he will come. That's not how he reacts to people, alright? Okay, I can't use that, okay? So I'm just telling you here, the fact that you say that you are a Satanist and you don't know that, like, even Sarah, who understands that, like, her understanding of spirituality is closer to what I call primordial, primitive pagan than mystic, okay? But even then, this girl understands more than you do, and you claim to be a priest of Satan. So how does this work? Because Sarah, who is a full-time pagan, understands that she has said many times, Hecate is around, and then she says, now I'm working with Lilith, I feel her energy, she's not always there. And if you're like, what does she mean she's not always there? Exactly what you hear, that she's coming and she's leaving wherever she pleases. She doesn't stay with Sarah like my dad. That's something my dad is doing, it's not something that Zeus is doing. So having an asshole saying, I was calling the devil and he was coming, you seriously contradict other people of your faith, because she says all the time, she is here right now very much, but she's not always like that. Because she's living, and if you're like, this is crazy, this is demonic, this is neglect, yes, it is all of these things. That's exactly why I'm exposing them.
For the tragedy to happen, so they can sacrifice. And this man knew what was going on, because when I was in the demonic world, the demons would tell me, well, if you don't do this with your daughter, we're going to take her out. So that there was things that I had to do in the demonic world in order to please the devil, to keep the rhythm going, to keep my contract going. So this man knew what he was doing. He knew the setup. He knew the stage. He knew the platform. He knew what he was doing. He knew the demons was going to come in and out of that portal. He knew the demons were coming in because they had to come and collect life. You know, they need to collect life. That was the sacrifice of them collecting the life, or whatever the case may be. So they came in.
You don't have a contract with Satan. I don't know what he says. That's closer to what a Christian who tries to be a Satanist would say. Yes, the truth is he's compromising stuff. If you don't do this, I will do that. He's doing that because Yahweh is doing that in the Bible. If you don't let my people go, I will smite your kids, Pharaoh. That's what he says. So he is copying Yahweh, but he says to keep my contract going. That's not how he works. I have to clarify this. the fact that you explain him like a Christian who was a pagan, that shows that you say something off about him, okay? So, yes, he's doing contracts, but not exactly in the manner that you say. No, I haven't done any contract with him, by the way. I'm just saying what I know from others and how I know his personality myself.
That whole stage was prepared in the spirit, the demonic spirit realm, in order for this tragedy to happen. So because the devil told him, if you don't perform this situation tonight, then you would die, your family would die, and there would be the sacrifice. So either you die or your family die, or other people would die. So he knew what he had to set up. He knew how to set up the stage, the gateways and portals for the demon to come and collect the human sacrifice.
Wow. Now, is this as far as when it comes to like animal sacrifice, human sacrifice? Is this for him to climb the ranks? Is this for him to gain favor in the demonic realm?
This is for him to finish the contract that he started. Because at every demonic realm has a contract and has an expiration date. You see, so you have to keep the contract.
An IQ of 85 to 115 is considered average in the US. An IQ of 115 to 145 is considered high.
Contract and keep the expiration date, and you have to stay on track. You have to stay on track. So whatever you sign that contract with, for whatever time you sign that contract, you have to give the devil everything that he agreed. You came in agreement with him on that contract. Now after the contract is expired, now you have to sign a new contract.
Yeah, he is giving contracts like that. Like, if you don't go to confess your sins, you will die. He has told me this stuff. Like, if you don't confess, you will die. But he doesn't do contracts with you. Like, if for example, what I mean is this: if you fail his contract, as you call it, that's your words, he's not gonna kill you. Why? Because he's not God. Yes, Helga, but you sinned. I didn't say whether you sinned or not. I said that he's not God. Do you have any problem comprehending what I'm saying? Like, do I have to change language? Do I have to, I don't know, raise the volume, turn on the microphone, get closer to the camera? What I have to do to make you understand that this guy is not your God, because he's not God? Even if you select him as God, he's still a random dude who pretends to be God, okay? That's what I'm saying. If you have any problem understanding, let me know to explain. He pretends to be God. Even if he says I will kill you, he told me to confess my sins, and if I didn't do it, I wrote this to you, Zé. If you don't do it, I will kill you, he said. And I didn't do what he said. Did he kill me? No. That's exactly what I'm saying. So what this guy says, I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about.
Because there's new levels that you have to go into, and new sacrifices, and new more expanding yourself to the enemy, showing more allegiance to the devil. Because we don't sell the soul to the devil, by the way. There people say, I sold my soul to the devil. No, you sold your allegiance to the devil. You sold time to the devil. Because your soul, the title of your soul, Jesus Christ owns the title of your vehicle. He owns the title of your soul. To the point of a man die is the judgment, absent from the body, present to the Lord, not present to the devil. But you sow your allegiance and your right. You're given birthrights. You sow your allegiance to the devil so you could serve him all the days of your life, like I did. That's what I did. But, thank God for Jesus. In 1999, that was a good year for me. He showed up and set me free. Amen. He canceled that contract. Amen. So every contract that you make with the devil, the higher you go, a new contract. The more your music goes higher, the higher the contract, the higher everything is at stake higher.
What the absolute fuck? He's saying, I'm not denying that maybe he encountered Jesus indeed, but whatever he says about Satan is outright lie. And I don't know, like, as I said, Satan says this. No, they are not contracts. He's not doing contracts. He's not a businessman, for fuck's sake. What the fuck? He's not a businessman. What the fuck? But what he's doing, okay, from whom I'm gonna steal? I'm gonna steal from Mario. So he is not doing contracts like that, but he can place you like in a bondage. Let's put it that way. I'm trying to explain it. If you don't do this, you'll go to hell. If you don't do that, you're gonna suffer. You're gonna lose everything. You're gonna lose your partner. You're gonna lose your mom. You're gonna lose your your life, God, everything. He can say this, but he's not doing contracts. He's condemning you. He's not doing anything else. So he says that he had like this. He was feeling obligated to do stuff, probably. Look, I don't know if he was tricking you like that, because he has tricked me like that, like confess or I will kill you. He has done that. But he didn't behave like you do, like if you do what he says, then you have more power from him. No, if you do what he says, he will condemn you even more for other things, even for imaginary scenarios that you haven't even done. That's who he is. So what you say that you gain power if you submit to him, that's a lie. That's absolutely a lie. He's not behaving like that. He's not giving power. He doesn't share power. All he cares about is having your allegiance. Yes, he cares about that, but not in the manner that you believe it, pretty much. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
Higher sacrificial things you have to do, higher things that you have to gamble with, higher opportunities you have to. The devil wants from you. The devil wants to stretch you when he brings you higher, because he wants more from you, because he's giving you more.
Wow. Now, so as far as when people always say, I sold my soul, because there's another, I'm going to make a video this weekend about it. Another celebrity said they just met with a demon and they sold their soul to him. Now, when demons are coming to people, or the devil, but I think for most people it's probably demons, and telling the person, if you sell me your soul, I'll give you this. Now, we know you can't sell your soul because it doesn't belong to you, it belongs to God. But are the demons convincing these celebrities that they're actually sold their soul?
Yeah,
to
yeah,
get
yeah.
them, like, I can never leave this, to convince them that they can never be saved, never be free? Because I think a lot of these celebrities want to get saved, but then some of them are like, I'm too far gone because I sold my soul to Satan. When in reality, the devil's deceived them into thinking they own their soul. That he owns their soul.
1000%. Because you see, the Bible says, redeem your.
I don't know what you say. Like, I hear you. I hear you. You are mixing. I don't know. Dad, can you help me a little bit? I hear you mixing my father with Satan, and I can't explain why. The problem is, I'm saying all the time, this language is my native language, pretty much. Like, when I'm thinking in this language. I'm not thinking exactly Greek. Like when I'm thinking, like, if you ask me what keyboard, pretty much my keyboard is Greek when I'm thinking, but the way I process data in my brain, my father has helped me understand that it's actually spirit language. It's not this language. So, like English or Greek, it's the spirit language. So I hear you, I hear what you say, but I can't put into human words what I'm hearing in your speech. So that's why I'm asking my father to help me with that. I hear you saying that my father is buying souls. This is what I hear you saying, and it's crazy. And if you're like, but he says Satan, yes, but okay, yes, yes, okay, okay. So he says, he explained to me what I'm hearing. He says that because I grew up in the country of Zeus. Yeah, I did. Fuck my life. So he says, because I grew up in the country of Zeus, I know that Zeus is a communist by nature, and he is giving right-wing ideology satanic attributes, that capitalism is evil. My father says he's putting that's what I'm hearing. He says that he's putting the money factor, which in certain instances he says can be bad, like there can be bad people who use money for evil purposes. Yes, Jesus was poor. Yes, Job and Abraham were not exactly like how do you move it? Okay, makes sense now. Okay, so he says that yes, Abraham was rich, and Job, and like he had a slave. I'm explaining. So yes, King David. How do you? Okay, okay. So he says yes, King David was having a poor lifestyle until he became king. Yes, Abraham and Job were rich. Yes, I was poor. He says, like Jesus was poor. That's what he says. Yes, the apostles were poor. But he says that just because these standards exist in the Bible, that doesn't mean that they are correct or wrong. It doesn't mean anything. It just says that the Bible has variety of people. It has people from all like types of like wavelengths, pretty much. And my father says, what I'm hearing when I say you are accusing my father, I said, of stealing souls. My father says because Satan is aligning with collective ideas. So he says it's not exactly like he's putting the thoughts in my head. I'm giving the message from my dad actually, because I said I couldn't explain it. I asked him help for that. So because Satan, he doesn't say, he says that Satan is a communist in the sense communism is bad. We don't name here. That's exactly what we said about the Bible. It has both rich and poor people. It doesn't mean anything. Like Yahweh supports communism, Yahweh supports capitalism. He doesn't support anything. He's okay with both. What happens is that Zeus is with communism himself. He promotes one ideology over the other, not my dad. My dad doesn't support anything at all. Okay, and because he supports communistic ideas, he supports in the republic that people should marry each other and not have only one spouse, for example, and have kids with each other and then stop having kids ultimately at the end. That's exactly what Plato says. Yes, indeed. So he says that, okay, he's gonna take the star. He's gonna take the star. So what I'm saying is, what he says probably is that because he's aligning himself with communism, so Ramirez now says selling souls to the devil, and my father says Helga hears here that the guy she knew that he's a communist is doing capitalistic exchanges and trades, and he says that he's basing this selling your soul to the devil in the revelation to John, that this misconception that Satan buys souls is from the revelation to John, which says you can't buy, you can't sell unless you have the mark of the beast, which is spirit language, and I have explained what it means. When you buy something, you buy it for the quality that it has or the price that it has. For example, I buy this controller from eBay because it will come faster, because it is cheaper, and because it has better colors. I didn't buy it because I want to support the person that is making or distributing these things, and I'm trying to help them financially. No, you don't do that. You are buying it simply because it is cheap, simply because it's coming faster than another soap, and simply because this okay, you simply because it's gonna benefit you in your life in a setting like temporary, permanent. Like I'm buying my hair dye from Amazon because it stains better my hair. It is not washing easily. It is a very small bottle costing only £5, and I can use it for an entire month. So that benefits me. My father says this is the explanation behind the revelation to John. He wouldn't buy, he wouldn't sell unless he had the mark of the Spirit, like the person who is the follower of the beast. They have taken that, he says, and they say that Satan is a capitalist because they are trying to portray communism as the answer, and that's from the ancient times, he says, even from the times of Plato. That doesn't mean that either ideology is bad or evil. It's just used like that, but he himself is not using these ideologies like that. That's what he says. He'd never commented like that. But he says, because I know as a person myself that Satan is actually a communist from the philosophical books, like the Republic, where he says that everything should be common, like the word idiot, that's an insulting word in English, comes from the word idiotis in Greek, which means the person who has private property. Therefore, that person was an idiot. The capitalist in Greece, idiotis, the person private property was an idiot, stupid. Idiotis, you are an idiotis, that means you are private property owner, you are stupid. That's what they said, it was the synonym of stupid, that word. So because this exists from ancient times, he says, when I hear him speaking like that, I know that he's a communist, and I know that my dad doesn't have any issues. So when I hear he says buying and selling, which is a biblical verse, I hear pretty much that Yahweh is buying souls, not that Satan is selling souls or buying souls, because Satan is, when he's branding himself as a deity, he says, he is portraying himself to be a communist, not a capitalist. But he is portraying him in another manner, and that's what I'm not getting as a person. This is what he says.
Your time, the days of evil, so you're selling your time.
The devil's deceived them into thinking they own their soul. That he owns their soul.
1,000%. Because you see, the Bible says, redeem your time, the days of evil, so you're selling your time to the devil. Second timeshare. You're selling your time to the devil. So the devil makes you believe that you sell your soul, because he makes you believe once you sell it, you can't get it back. See, wow. So that's the great deception. The great deception, the devil makes you believe that you can't get back your soul. So now you're indebted to the devil until the day you die, or the day he takes you out, because the devil understands one thing, that he has an expiration date on you. As long as he can't use you, because after he's done with you, he can't use you anymore, he's taking you out. You see the people in Hollywood, they die of stuff that we have never.
Time.
They die they premature death. Devils up in the Hollywood hills, killing these people, either alcohol, drugs, whatever the case may be. Even the guy from Batman, the guy that did Batman, the guy that did the Joker. Remember the whole Joker thing?
Heath Ledger.
His life was cut short. Why? Because his contract expired, and he didn't want to go. He didn't want to go to the higher level. He had a daughter. He had a daughter that the devil wanted. He couldn't give her the daughter. He didn't want to give the daughter, so the devil said, "So you have to die." So he took the place.
Wow, and you see a lot of these rappers that have died, these big name rappers that will die, either someone come up and shoot them, and they always
he lost a star, fuck my life. Sorry for that, but yeah, let's continue.
The devil wanted. He couldn't give her the daughter. He didn't want to give the daughter, so the devil said, "So you have to die." So he took the place.
Wow, and you see a lot of these rappers that have died, these big name rappers that will die, either someone come up and shoot them, and they always have a hit on them, and I'm thinking, how are these celebrities, or they'll...
Guys, can I ask you a simple question? Seriously, like in all seriousness, are you mad? Why are you saying that people that die they die because of the devil. The devil, guys, have you understood? Like, that's what I'm saying all the time, but... Okay, so, do you understand basic theology? The devil is not a creator, he is a creature. He is a fucking creature. It's like saying your brother has the keys of the car of your father. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Why do we have issue understanding this simple fact? It's very simple. Trust me, it's very simple. Helga, why do you say that? Because if you are 10 years old, that's you, Satan is 17 years old. Yes, he can drive a car. He's 17. But he doesn't have a car yet. He doesn't have a license yet. He knows how to drive it. But that doesn't mean he can drive it. You get what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Fuck. Fuck my life. So. Fuck. Fuck, I'm gonna hit him now. Fuck my life. He won. So he can't drive, as I said, he can't drive, but he doesn't have a car yet. He can take the keys of your mother and drive, but he's illegal to do that. If he drives, he will have problems with the police that he's not having a license. You get what I mean? Your father has the car keys and the license in the car. So you are telling me that Satan can drive the car, kill a person, and take the blame himself for the person he killed when he's 17. No, if he's 17 years old in Greece, I don't know about other countries, if he's 17 years old and he takes the car of the father and he drives it and he kills a person, the person who will go to prison in Greece is not the child, is the father who was irresponsible and he gave the car to the child. But he didn't give it willingly. Yes, exactly. Even if he didn't, he will have the consequences of his actions. That's what I mean. This is how the law works. Why I use this example? To explain to you, I'm trying to explain to you how spirit language works. So, when you say Satan can kill people, welcome to reality, bestie. He can't kill anybody. Whoever dies, the responsible person for their death, their departure of the planet is my Father Yahweh, is nobody else. Jesus has the keys for the death and life, not the devil. If the devil kills a person, bestie, that's why you say, even then, he's an underage person who is driving a car. He shouldn't be driving a car in first place, to start with. So, if he kills a person, then still the blame is on the father, it's not on him. You are saying that he can claim souls. No, he can't. He's not a god. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not saying that it's anybody's fault if they die, like Satan or Yahweh or whatever. I'm not saying that. We die. Yahweh punished humanity to die because they were apostates and they wanted to sin. And he punished their apostasy. But that doesn't mean that somebody is out there killing people like that, because that's what you say, that people, the celebrities, die for no particular reason, just because they could, just because Satan can claim souls like he is doing, I don't know, auctions, spiritual auctions. No, that's not the case. That's what I'm saying.
Will die. One guy I think died of a seizure recently, who was a big time rapper, and so these people, you'd say a lot of them, we think, oh, it's just a natural death or somebody, but these are actually demonic contracts being put on them because the devil's pretty much done with them.
You look at Tupac Shakur, right? And I was when I was in the world, I was a big fan of Tupac Shakur. I was a big fan of Tupac Shakur when I was in the devil worshiping game. You know, I was very intrigued by his music. And you see Biggie Smalls. How could two people in 6 months?
Can you see that he says I was Satanist and I was hearing music? They are trying to tell you that music is demonic, and the problem is the Bible has an entire book dedicated to music. You can't say that music is demonic, that it has wrong elements in sense of lyrics. Yes, you can say that because people are humans, but you can't say that Satan likes music because he doesn't. He's a mathematician. I don't understand anything. That's what I'm saying. I don't get you, bestie. I don't get you. I don't. Satan is doing maths, he's not doing art. Art is of Yahweh, art is creative. Math is logic. If you can't understand what the fuck I'm talking about, just listen to the language. Art, what is it? Creativity. So it comes from the creator. Hello? And logic, maths, what is that? Greek, logic. That's a Greek word. So, what is that? From the devil, from Zeus. That's what I'm saying. This guy says art comes from the devil. His God is actually the devil. Because if he says that my Yahweh, the person I call Yahweh, is his Zeus, then his Yahweh is inevitably Zeus, because he has exchanged the deities. He has put as God the devil, and the devil he has put him as God. You get what I mean?
The part died the same exact way, and there was never ever evidence of who did it or anyone paid for the crime that they did, because the devil knew how to cover the tracks.
Wow, man, it's much deeper than I think people realize.
So he covered like a person. Fuck my life. My father wants to speak. He says, Helga hears in that sentence, you don't hear all this stuff, but when she hears the sentence, she hears like it is Greek, stuff that has to do with me and Zeus. Sorry, I can't speak. Sorry, I am very tired. I'm barely doing the video. I had a deep tissue massage, and the woman told me that I have knots and shit, and I feel it in my body that I'm very, very tired, okay? I can barely speak, honestly, like, I'm gonna finish the video and go to sleep pretty much. So, what I was saying, the guy, my father says, when he speaks, I hear like Greek, he says, but spirit language, I hear stuff about him, aka Yahweh and Zeus. That's what I'm hearing. He says it is directly, it's at the same moment, like automatically. That's what he says, okay? So, he said that the devil hid very well who did the crime. And what I hear, that's what I wanted to say, is Yahweh, when when Cain killed Abel, my father says, Zekan, you see that she struggles to find English, but she understands the message. It's because that's her language. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So, well, when you have like Cain killing Abel, Yahweh says, where is your brother? And then you have Cain saying, I'm not his guardian. And then Yahweh says, his blood is screaming in my ears. You killed your brother. You have my mark. Nobody can kill you. Because if they do, they're gonna receive tenfold. Remember that. So, you say that the devil hit very well the people that killed Tupac. Okay. why then did Yahweh say, I uncovered tonight who killed Abel? You killed Abel. I hear the blood of Abel from the ground screaming at me. That's what he said. It's screaming at me, and you say he hid it. How? Reconcile what you say with the Bible. You can't. You can't. That's what I'm saying. And then what I'm saying is, Jesus said that, like, these people, the Pharisees, killed Zechariah between the temple and the sacrifice, something like that. I don't remember the wording. He said, these people, the Pharisees, they killed who? A prophet. He is exposing them. How can you say that the devil is hiding? He's not doing such stuff. He's not doing such stuff. What are you talking about? He is the God of the mystics. He is hiding bullshit, yes, but not exactly in this manner. Like, if somebody is a murderer, let me tell you, he would do a party to uncover that he's a murderer, because he thrives accusing us that we are sinners. He's the accuser of the brethren. He likes accusing people that they are doing bullshit. So if somebody dies because of somebody else, trust me, bestie, the devil will be the first person to announce to the police who killed this person. He will go running to announce it, because that's what he's best at doing. He is the best at accusing us that we did this and we did that. That's the only thing he's doing with us. That's what I'm saying. Okay? So.
And there was never ever evidence of who did it or anyone paid for the crime that they did, because the devil knew how to cover the tracks.
Wow, man, it's much deeper than I think people realize. I'm going to go into some of these questions. John, I'm going to shoot them at you, and then we'll roll with it here. First question was, when John was in Santeria, was he aware that he was worshiping the devil? Did Satan appear in disguise, or was it the devil as his true self when you were a devil worshiper?
Well, when I was a devil worshiper, Santeria, I mean the worship of the saints. That's what they call it, but it's worship of demons and the devil. That's what they call it. Santeria means the worship of saints. It's not the worship of saints. Worship of demons and the hierarchy all the way to the devil. So basically, you know that where you're at, because when you go to Santeria parties and people get demon possessed, you see something that not even Hollywood can make a movie out of this. That's how demon possessed people get in Santeria, and then they have to take them to a room and do a ceremony that they can remove the principality, because the Santeria has to do with principalities only.
Hold on a second, I have to see how you do it. Okay. Fuck, okay. Reel in with right when the bomber sings. Okay, how do you do it? I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. So what I'm doing, I don't understand. Hold on. Okay. Fish up. Faster. Okay, I understood. I have to look at the water, so let's do this. Fuck. How? Fuck my life. Anyways.
They shave your head. See, they shave your head in Santeria. When they shave your head in Santeria, they do these demonic symbols on your head. Demon possessed. You see something that not even Hollywood can make a movie out of this. That's how demon possessed people get in Santeria, and then they have to take them to a room and do a ceremony that they can remove the principality. Because the Santeria has to do with principalities only, because they shave your head. See, they shave your head in Santeria. When they shave your head in Santeria, they do these demonic symbols on your head. They did it to me. So when the principality comes down, he comes down into the center of your head, takes over your body, and your body can't even resist the power of that demon that's coming down. Now, when you do spiritualism and you do like demon church and you do spiritualism, the demons come from the ground up. So when you go to demon church, you can't wear your shoes because the demon have to have entry through your feet. So Santeria, people know that they worship the devil. They just can't say nothing, because if you say something, you expose yourself, or you expose the contract, you expose what you're involved with. The devil wants you to play nice. The devil wants you to recruit people. The devil wants you to introduce people to the Santeria, spiritualism, tarot card reading. The devil wants you because you have to recruit people. You mandatorily have to recruit people to the dark side. So the devil...
These are my natural teeth. So self-conscious, like smiling and...
The devil, if you say anything out of the realms of
So
what you're supposed to say,
if I tell this person, fuck you. If I tell this person, can I play? Like, can I watch Star Wars? He will say no because it is demonic. But what he says, it is pretty much Star Wars. Like Luke Skywalker turning up to Palpatine because the Palpatine wants to conquer the galaxy. Like, pretty much that's what you preach. My father is laughing and he says, Zed, this is what she hears in her head when he hears him. Yeah, I can explain if I can do that. It sounds, I don't know, like it doesn't, what I hear doesn't make any sense. Okay, we drowned. Okay.
People, nice. The devil wants you to recruit people. The devil wants you to introduce people to the Santeria.
Yeah, I hear him. I remember now. I hear him, and what I hear is like a person who says that. Okay. I hear a person who says pretty much Star Wars. That's what I hear, and I have no problem with the movie. I'm saying that this is the theology that he has. It's Star Wars. It's not real stuff. Like when you are with the devil, he's not like that. Like he portrays him like he's doing parties, but like parties that you aren't supposed to be at, pretty much. The solo player rides Plazy while the others ride scooters. Collect all coins you can, but be careful, falling off the wall will cost you time. Okay. Okay, I understood. So let's continue.
Tarot card reading. The devil wants you because you have to recruit people. You mandatorily have to recruit people to the dark side. So the devil, if you say anything out of the realms of what you're supposed to say, the devil will take you out.
What?
So when when you were meeting with him, was it always the same, or was he disguised himself? Was he different looking? Or was
different facets of the devil, different facets, depending on the night you met with him, depending on the contract, depending on the opportunity, depending on the assignment or the mission he had for you. My mission was to go out to clubs and look for Christians. That was my mission, to go out to clubs and look for Christians, because the Christians are hanging out in the clubs, and they were the gateway, mouth gate, ear gate was going crazy for them. Because one time I remember I met a Christian. He said, "Well, I just come here. I drink Porter spring water." I said, "What do you do with the music? They're going into your ears." I said, "What do you do with your eyes? That the girls are walking half naked. What do you do with those?" So you're opening gateways and portals in your spirit, and the devil already got you.
The devil wants naked people. Okay, tell me what cliff is closer to Sterling to go and fall. Tell me what cliff is there to fall. He wants naked girls, Satan. In what universe? In what universe does this person want naked people and listening to music and what else? Having fun and recruit people and what else did you say? You said something else like what the fuck? Hold on a second. You said something more.
Depending on the contract, depending on the opportunity, depending on the assignment or the mission he had for you. My mission was to go out to clubs and look for Christians. That was my mission, to go out to clubs and look for Christians because the Christians are hanging out in.
Wow. And so when when you were meeting with him, was it always the same, or was he disguised himself? Was he different looking? Or was
different facets of the devil. Different facets. The devil will take you out.
Wow. And so when he.
Okay, what he says is a lie. If you fail Satan, he's not gonna do anything to you. He's gonna roast you like a drama queen, pretty much. That's all he does. He is. I'm not saying that he's not terrifying. He is. I'm not minimizing it. I'm saying that what this guy says is a little bit fairy tales. They are fairy tales. What he says, he says lies, pretty much. That's what I'm saying. Anyways, if I had this luck the other day when I didn't strike anything, if only.
When you were meeting with. That's deep. Here's the next one. How are witches and warlocks
gateways and portals in your spirit, and the devil already got you, and you don't even know it.
Wow, man, that's deep. Here's the next one. How are witches and warlocks affected when their spells and curses are broken or backfire them? Can a spell backfire on a witch or warlock when they try to attack true believers?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, how many times a demonic warlock, wizard, root workers, whatever they want to call themselves, put witchcraft on me. I send it back to the sender. I send it back with the authority of the Holy Spirit. Burn their altars down. Even physically, their altars had caught on fire. Or even they got hit so hard by their own witchcraft that they had lost their minds, because it's a spiritual warfare fight, and whatever a true believer, the devil can hit you with something because the devil has power, but a true believer, he has no authority over you, so he can't control you and manipulate you because there's no authority over you. Look at Job. What did the Lord say? You can do this, you can do that to Job, but you have no authority to take his life.
So there's a limit to what they can try to do.
There's a limit what they can do, but again, we have to fight back. They hit, we hit back, and when we love the person, we want the person to get saved, but I gotta let that person know that my arsenal is way bigger than yours, baby. So you better check yourself before you send something in my house.
Okay, I didn't understand the last part that he said. I'm gonna go a little bit behind.
What you're involved with, the devil wants you to play nice. The devil wants you to recruit people. The devil wants you to introduce people to
So, let's start with this. The devil doesn't want you to recruit people. And if you're like, Hugo, what the fuck? He doesn't work like that. Yes, he wants you to believe that he's God. Yes. But the way he behaves, it's like the devil has one single mission to make Christians believe in the gospel of Satan. That's delusion. That's Delulu. Delulu is the Solulu, bestie. No, he doesn't do that. He doesn't. No, he doesn't, bestie. He doesn't. No. He wants you to believe in him, but he wants you to believe that he's Yahweh. He doesn't want you to believe that he's Satan. Like, what's the point of creating a religion under the name that your opponent has created for you, Satan? No. He wants to be labeled as a deity. That's why he's calling himself a deity, as I said. One, that's his name, one, to be, okay? And that's why, as I said, the Bible says you wanted to be like the Most High. So, guy, how can you say that Satan wants to be worshipped as Satan? Obviously, search where God is. So, if you find God, Yahweh, okay, then he pretends to be Yahweh. Does that make any sense?
Santeria, spiritualism, tarot card reading. The devil wants you because you have to recruit people. You mandatorily have to recruit people to the dark side. So the devil, if you say anything out of the realms of what you're supposed to say, the devil will take you out.
Wow. And so when when you were meeting with him, was it always the same, or was he disguised himself? Was he different looking, or was
differently,
always
different facets of the devil, different facets depending on the night you met with him, depending on the contract, depending on the opportunity, depending on the assignment or the mission he had for you. My mission was to go out to clubs and look for Christians. That was my mission, to go out to clubs and look for Christians, because the Christians are hanging out in the clubs, and they were the gateway, mouth gate, ear gate was going crazy for them. Because one time I remember I met a Christian. He said, "Well, I just come here. I drink Polish spring water." I said, "What do you do with the music? They're going into your ears." I said, "What do you do with your eyes? That the girls
Okay.
are walking half naked. What do you do with those? So you're opening gateways and portals, and what do you do with the music? They're going into your ears." They were the gateway, mouth gate, ear gate was going crazy for them. Because one time I remember I met a Christian. He said, "Well, I just come here. I drink Polish spring water." I said, "What do you do with the music? They're going into your ears."
So the Christian said about the naked eye in I'm trying to understand his accent. I don't understand him. So hold on a second. What does he say here?
One time I remember I met a Christian. He said, "Well, I just come here. I drink Polish spring water." I said, "What do you do with the music? They're going into your ears." I said, "What do you do with your eyes? That the girls are walking half naked. What do you do with those?" So you're opening gateways.
So the Christian went to a club, something like that. I'm trying to understand. And the Satanist said, a correct doctrine from Satan actually, that women shouldn't be naked, and the eyes should be careful what they look at, and you should be careful what type of music you listen to. That's actually satanic doctrine, but I'm not making any sense why he said that. Like, he said it as a Christian. Hold on a second. I'm getting confused here. So,
And on the night you met with him, depending on the contract, depending on the opportunity, depending on the assignment or the mission he had for you. My mission was to go out to clubs and look for Christians. That was my mission, to go out to clubs and look for Christians, because the Christians are hanging out in the clubs, and they were the gateway, mouth gate, ear gate was going crazy for them. Because one time I remember I met a Christian. He said, "Well, I just come here. I drink Polish spring water." I said, "What do you do with the music? They're going into your ears." I said, "What do you do with your eyes? That the girls are walking half naked. What do you do with those?" So you're opening gateways and portals in your spirit, and the devil already got you, and you don't even know it.
okay, so he said, okay, he's exposing himself here. I'm not discussing here this at all. That he went to the clubs for Christians, and he says, "What are you doing in the club? You are opening gateways with naked women and drinks and music." Okay, that's a fully doctrine from Satan. That's definitely from Zeus. Okay. I'm not understanding, Mister. That's a doctrine that we mystics know that comes from Zeus. Okay, so why do you say that? You said it like that. That's something bad. It's a portal. That's from Zeus. And if you are telling me no, you know very well that it comes from Satan. That's his language. He doesn't like naked people. When Adam sinned, he said, "I am naked, Lord, I can't face you." And my father said, "Who told you you are naked?" You tell people that they are naked. Who said you? My father? Or Satan? I'm just throwing ideas. I'm throwing ideas. Oh my god, I'm losing my coins.
Deep. Here's the next one. How are witches and warlocks affected when their spells and curses are broken or backfire them? Can a spell backfire on a witch or warlock when they try to attack true believers?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, how many times? You know how many times a demonic, warlock, wizards, root workers, whatever they want to call themselves, put witchcraft on me. I send it back to the sender. I send it back with the authority of the Holy Spirit. Burn their altars down. Even physically, their altars had caught on fire.
Okay, we hear about a spell cast by witch. Okay, the spells don't work in the pagan world. And if you are a pagan like Plato, you know that. Now, I don't know what these people are talking about. I'm not understanding at all what they are talking about. I have to be very faithful here to myself. I've no fucking idea what they are talking about because a proper pagan doesn't believe in these doctrines. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so.
Or even they got hit so hard by their own witchcraft that they had lost their minds because it's a spiritual warfare fight. And whatever a true believer, the devil can hit you with something because the devil has power, but a true believer, he has no authority over you, so he can't control you and manipulate you because there's no authority over you. Look at Job. What did the Lord say? You can do this, you can do that to Job, but you have no authority to take his life.
So there's a limit to what they can try to do.
There's a limit what they can do, but again, we have to fight back. They hit, we hit back. And when we love the person, we want the person to get saved, but I gotta let that person know that my arsenal is way bigger than yours, baby. So you better check yourself before you send something in my house.
Okay. I finished. So he said last thing. What did he say? What did he say?
And whatever a true believer, the devil can hit you with something because the devil has power, but a true believer, he has no authority over you, so he can't control you and manipulate you because there's no authority over you. Look at Job. What did the Lord say? You can do this, you can do that to Job, but you have no authority to take his life.
So there's a limit to what they can try to do.
So you said it already. You say that Satan is claiming lives, and now you are debunking yourself. You do it the second time in this video. You debunk your own ideas. You say Satan wants you. You are opening portals to Satan with being naked. Obviously, because he doesn't want you to be naked. He wants you to be clothed. That's exactly why he threw us outside of heaven, to be fair. Like, what did he tell people? Eat from the tree and you become like God. And we ate from the tree and we realized that we are naked. That's why he wanted us to realize that we are naked. He's an asshole. You expose yourself and now you say, just 1 hour ago you said, Tupac was killed by Satan, and now you say he can't kill everybody. Job wasn't permitted to die. Obviously, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that what you say is not found in the Bible. That's what I'm saying.
What they can do, but again, we have to fight back. They hit, we hit back. And when we love the person, we want the person to get saved, but I gotta let that person know that my arsenal is way bigger than yours, baby. So you better check yourself before you send something in my house.
What the fuck? I didn't understand shit. Sorry about that. What the fuck? Another video. Okay, hold on. Let's see. What stars did I take? Okay. I have.
Just to get the limit to what they can try to do.
There's a limit. Way bigger than yours, babe.
They are way bigger than yours, babe. So you better check yourself before you send something my house. So you have a bigger god than mine, but if I am a witch who has a lower god than you, like I have Satan, you have Yahweh, you say, I have to be careful what parcels I send to your house. You said your god is bigger, so why I should be careful what parcels I'm sending to your house? I'm not making any sense. Why are you contradicting yourself all the time? Like you don't... Look, you don't have to be a preacher. Step down, learn theology, and then come back. Better don't come back. Better don't come back. Let somebody who knows theology to do the shit, okay? I'm not making any sense, though. I'm not making any sense. Okay. I'm gonna lose. Okay. So I'm not making any sense with these people. I never did. That's my problem. I never understood them. Okay. Okay. We finished the game. Hope you enjoyed. I taught you some things about the devil against Zeus and my dad. I showed you that your average preacher out there is lying in the name of Yahweh. Hope I convinced you tonight. Okay, so hope you enjoyed my video. I'm gonna come back tomorrow to you. Hope you had fun watching this. If you are here, Mom, thanks for watching. If you are here, Ze, when you are tired of your bullshit, call me, babe, okay? But he has my number, so call me maybe. Hey, I just want you, I just met you, but this is crazy. He has my number, so call me baby. Helga, what's that? I was hearing this song when I was 10. The woman that's singing this, she's Carly Rae Jepsen. My father says she's Canadian. Okay, I'm done. I'm absolutely done. I'm done. My father is laughing. So, hope you enjoyed. I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now, and bye for my dad as well. Bye-bye.